Today we're removing the gearbox and changing the clutch on a Fiat Grande Punto 1.2. First of all, you want to take both front wheels off and place the car on axle stands. Proceed to remove the battery by disconnecting the negative first. And then the positive. Remove the securing strap by undoing the 13mm bolt. Once the strap is clear, you'll be able to remove the battery. Remove the battery tray. There are 3 13mm bolts to remove. Remove the retaining clips from the battery leads, and you should be able to pull the battery tray straight out. Now remove the 32mm nut. Release the ABS sensor and the hydraulic hose from the bottom of the strut. Remove this 17mm nut from the track rod end. Remove these 2 nut and bolts here. They are 18mm at both ends. Once you've removed the drive shaft from the hub, you'll need to go underneath the car and pry the other end of the drive shaft out of the gearbox. Once you've removed both drive shafts, remove the airbox. There's just 2 bolts on each side, and you'll be able to disconnect this pipe here. Lift the airbox and remove the Jubilee clip there and the pipe on the rear as well, and then you'll be able to remove the airbox completely. Now remove the top mount bolt for the starter motor here. Now go underneath the car and remove a plastic cover from the connection to the solenoid on the start motor, and release the cable from the end of the start motor, and then remove the 13mm bolt just there, which is the lower mounting for the start motor. Release the front pipe exhaust mount from the gearbox housing. Undo the rear mounting bolts. Release the exhaust and let it drop down, giving you access to the rear mount. Take 2 13mm bolts out of the clutch slave cylinder. Disconnect the earth lead. Release the gear change cables. Start by pushing this out. Pry the gear selector cables off the selectors. There's one at the bottom as well. support the engine and the gearbox separately, either from the top or the bottom. Once both the gearbox and engine are supported, you are ready to start removing all the nuts and bolts from the perimeter of the gearbox. Once all the bolts are removed, you should be able to drop the gearbox down, exposing the clutch. Start removing the bolts holding the clutch in half a turn at a time and moving from opposite bolts to opposite bolts.